Today I'm going to tell you everything I know about thrifting. All my tips, all my secrets. Thrifting is something I do very often, not so much nowadays, but I used to do it a lot more. Most of my home decor is thrifted, so I'm going to tell you how I go about doing that because it's not always the easiest. If you don't know, I have a small homeware business where I make home decor and furniture, but I also curate vintage home decor. So sourcing pieces is definitely something that I do pretty often. So I'm gonna tell you how I do it. The first tip I have, which is very obvious, but it's start a mood board. It can be a physical one where you cut out pictures from magazines. It can be a Pinterest board, just something to get a general idea of what your vibe is and what you're looking for. I do this constantly. I have a million and one Pinterest boards. I live on Pinterest. Even though this is so simple and most people do this already, I think it's a good idea to start this if you are new to the design process or you're designing a home and you really don't know where to start. This kind of gets a general idea of what you're going for. And with that mood board, I want you to look at each image and see if there are any similarities running throughout. I know for me in my Pinterest images, if I look through them, a lot of them have similar items or similar color palettes. So look through all of them and pick out pieces that run through all of them. For me, that's usually paintings that are similar, lamps that are similar, pillows, patterned pillows, things like that that are smaller home decor pieces. Even if you find bigger home decor pieces like old wood dressers, that's something to note in your brain when you go to thrift stores. So basically, look for repetition and what you're truly into, because sometimes it's subconscious. You keep pinning similar things and then you look back at them and realize they're all fairly similar or have common ground. My next tip is to not shop for trends. So if I went into a store looking for a scalloped edged lampshade, I probably would leave empty-handed because that's very specific, but also something that is now kind of starting to be mass produced and not really a vintage item that I could easily find at a thrift store. Maybe I could one day. That would be amazing. But those aren't really something that a lot of people have had in the past and are giving up to thrift stores, if that makes sense. So I wouldn't go in there looking for like that wavy edged mirror that was popular a few years ago, because you're probably not going to find that. Or I wouldn't go in there looking for pieces that you find on like Urban Outfitters or something. Those are just small examples of like really trendy items. I wouldn't go to a thrift store searching for that because you will come back empty-handed. Instead, I would look through, like I said, your mood boards and find pieces that are a little more classic, maybe not as trend-based, and seem like something you could probably easily find or replicate. Going along with the mood board tip, I always look to my favorite designers and see what they're doing. However, you don't want to copy what they're doing. Because if you go into a thrift store thinking, I love this influencer style or this designer style, I'm gonna get something that I know they would like and they would purchase, then your house is just gonna feel like their house and it's not going to be personal to you. Though you can like those pieces and it's great if you find something that you're like, oh, this reminds me of them, but I wouldn't purchase something solely because you know they would probably have it in their home. So for instance, if I went into a thrift store looking for pieces that I know Luke Edward Hall would have in his home, like Grecian mythological themed plates or vases. Though I love when he shows stuff like that in his home, it's really not authentic to my personal style. I admire it, but it's not for me. And what I would do instead of going for pieces that you know they would have, look at what colors they use, look at what textures they use in their items, what fabrics, what shapes, things like that. Look at the whole picture rather than extremely detailed parts of their home decor pieces, if that makes sense. If I wanted something that was like the same vibe as Luke Edward Hall, I would maybe look for kitschy items like little ceramic pieces of little animals, things like that, where they're kind of in his genre of decor, but they're something that I love and he may not love. Because at the end of the day, it's your home. You got to do what you love. I mentioned this in my last video about how I'm currently having a crisis about my home decor. It's changing. Since that video, I've purchased some things that I will show you. One of them, I'll just show you now, is this mushroom. It just so happened that the man I talked about in my previous video, John Durian, the designer, he came out with a Target collaboration like shortly after that video, or it came out shortly after that video. And this is one of the items he made, and I literally ran to Target at 8 a.m. to purchase it. Because this is what I'm looking for. Like, I already went on a whole tangent in my last video, but basically, I want more nature and more whimsy and fun. And this is exactly what I wanted. I just want to like bonk someone's head with it. Bonk. Okay, that's enough of the mushroom. Anyways, just wanted to show you that. I don't even know where I was going with that, but basically it's always a good idea to take inspiration from people. That's how things are created. Nothing is completely original. So look at someone you admire, kind of take notes on like, okay, they tend to like these shapes or these wood tones or these type of lamps or this decade of style they tend to go towards. Keep that in the back of your mind and then go into the thrift store with those notes and kind of scan and see what you can find. Similar to that point I just made, I have found if I have something in my mind, let's say a tramp art lamp that's made out of popsicles, a popsicle lamp, if you will. If I have that in my mind and I know that's specifically what I want, I know that's vintage, I know people have had that in the past, it's almost like every store you go into, something is related to that, or they have that item. It's like that analogy, if you think of a yellow car, you're gonna see yellow cars all day long. If it's on your mind and you're thinking about it, you're just going to be able to see it. It's almost like when you have a plan going into a thrift store, your eyes are just opened to a new thrifting experience, if that makes any sense. For me, if I have something in mind, rather than going into a thrift store knowing like I don't really, or not knowing what I want, like I don't really know what I am here for, I feel like I never come back with a good item. But if I go in there with a few items in mind or colors I like or anything like that, I almost always come back with items. So basically having a good solid plan before you go into a thrift store is great. Something I also like to keep in mind when I go to thrift stores, such as an item I like to go for specific brands that I'm looking for. There are certain vintage brands that are like really sought after, whether I think it's like stoneware. I don't know if that's the like brand name, but something like that where they're like these big bowls with a stripe on the outside. Things like that where it's an item that you know is pretty common. I think going into a thrift store in search of those is always great because it can, one, build your collection, and two, you kind of train yourself to form an eye for these items. I think thrifting is really all about having an eye for items that you know you like, it'll go well in your home. I think that's where people struggle, is going into a thrift store and just not knowing where to begin, because it can be overwhelming, especially if you go to like a giant antique mall where it's just kind of like stuff everywhere. But if you have a clear vision in your head, it makes the whole process so much smoother. Because for me, I used to love thrifting clothing, but nowadays I'm like, I don't really want to sort through all these clothes. So I can definitely see how people would think the same with home decor. Like, I'm not sorting through all of this. But I think if you're wanting to buy mainly thrifted items for your home, it's nice to have that background of, I know what I'm looking for, it's going to make this process easier, and then going in. So it's not so overwhelming. My next tip is just to look for well-made items, whether they're just like really sturdy or like really nice vintage items, because if you go in there and thrift something like from Target or Home Goods, it's just going to be Target or Home Goods quality. I just think it's already secondhand, so you might want to get something that you know is going to stand up to the test of time. So I think that will also help with not just creating clutter in your home, because when I first started thrifting, I was just getting stuff because it was cheap. And I was like, oh, that's cool. It's quirky. I'm just going to buy it because it's $1. But then you just end up with a bunch of crap in your home. And I've recently gotten rid of a lot of stuff because I'm like, why did I purchase this? Just because it's cheap doesn't mean you need to buy it. Also, if you're looking for furniture, it's really important that this is good quality. There's always room for like fixer-uppers, like you find a dresser that needs a little love. That's great, but if it's like really in bad shape, I just don't think it's worth it unless you are like a master carpenter or like know how to fix things. That's great, go for it. But I wouldn't get it just because it's like kind of what you're looking for, but it's a little beat up. I would get it if maybe it has some scratches on it, because personally, I really don't care about stuff like that. If it's scratched, if it's a little beat up, that's okay. But if it's like really beat up and like not properly working that well, it's just not worth it. Some items that I love to thrift are plates or dishes because you can never have enough. I put candles on them, I put keys in them, I just scatter them around. You can use them for jewelry. The options are endless. Art is another obvious but great thing to thrift. I mentioned in my last video that I'm looking for more like vintage art pieces with really great frames. So it's funny because right after I filmed that video, the next day, I went to Goodwill and literally found exactly what I was looking for. I found a vintage hand-painted beach scene with a great frame around it. Literally because I set my mind to like, okay, my gears are shifting. This is the direction I want to go into. This is the aesthetic. And I immediately found that because it was on my mind. So it's just things like that where if you think about it enough and you're really like set on it, you're bound to find it. So I do think it's very important to start with that mood board, think about the items, think about who you love, think about what they do, gather your own opinions, and then eventually you will just literally find these items. And I know thrifting can seem daunting, especially if you've never really done it before, but I feel like if you kind of use these tips and do them in order, I feel like you'll definitely start to find the things you're looking for. I wholeheartedly believe in thrifting before purchasing new. There are some things that like you're probably going to purchase new that just are really hard to find thrifting, like curtains for instance. I have never found curtains at a thrift store that I liked. Things like that, totally okay to buy new. But there are certain things I just don't think you have to buy new, like trays or trinkets or dishes or paintings. Those are like a dime a dozen in thrift stores, and you're bound to find something that's unique to you and something that you really love. I really think thrifting is like the basis of generating your own personal style. Everything up here except the like tapestry is thrifted, and I feel like all of these items are super unique and I haven't really found them elsewhere. I feel like once you get in the groove of thrifting, it's kind of addicting because now you're like looking everywhere at every thrift store for things you like. So just have fun with it. Try out these tips. If any of them work, let me know. I want to see what you guys purchased. Also, side note, I would love to eventually review your homes. If you have pictures of your home and you want me to go over it, I want to find my people that have similar style to me because I know you're out there and I want to see your homes. So if you have pictures, DM me, please. Thank you. Those are kind of all my tips. It's pretty straightforward, pretty simple if you think about it, but hopefully this helped because I know it can be overwhelming, but if you go in with a plan and a vision, it really will change your thrifting experience. And I love thrifting, and I want you to love thrifting. So, yeah. Okay. Bye.